Hey everyone, today $5 tree farmhouse Easter DIY home decor ideas. And by the way, if you're new here, I'm Tonya. And welcome to my channel. And I do hope that you all like, share, and subscribe. Well, for our first DIY, everyone, we're going to be using these wire wreath rims that are shaped like a carrot. Now, I'm just going to zip tie these together and kind of crisscross them because I'm going to be making this really beautiful door greeter. And what I decided to do is just take some of this vintage white, and I just want to dab the paint on here. It was really cold here in my area, so I didn't want to spray paint these. So I just took my acrylic paint and just dabbed it on the front and the back of these. But everyone, I was wondering what I was going to do with these, and once I got them wired together and started adding the other elements to it, I was so surprised how pretty this turned out. Now, I'm going to be using some cardboard, and I said I'd be doing that in my last video. I'm going to be using a lot of things that you have around the house, like fabric, like I'm using here. And you could see I had just traced around that and kind of got the shape, and then I'm doing the same thing with my fabric. And we're going to be taking some of that clear, it's a gel glue. And everyone, I have been using this gel glue on the cardboard to glue the cardstock paper and the fabric, and I really like how it's working. Now, that does look a little wet, but when I got up the next morning, everything had dried completely. So you may not get that dry all the way while you're putting yours together like I am here. And you can see I just took that hot glue and glued everything down. And what I love about using this cardboard is that it really makes the back of this look really clean. But this was some old fabric that I have. I love this color. It's kind of that wheat color, and I thought that went perfect with that vintage white. And this is some of the new greenery that they had at Dollar Tree, and I thought this is perfect for the top of these carrots. Now, I got my bundles ready, but watch what I'm doing here. Taking more of that cardboard and making a nice pattern for the top of the carrot, and that's going to give something for that greenery to adhere to. And I just glued it right there to the top, and that really worked well to make sure that I could get my greenery spread out and made it look that much fuller. But everyone, I have so many ideas that I'm going to be doing with a lot of the cardboard and the cardstock and the fabric. So I really hope you're enjoying these. So you'll have to let me know that in the comments below. But everyone, I have 5 for you today, and these are all Easter DIYs, and these are all in the farmhouse theme. I think what I'm going to be doing for the rest of February, we're just going to do something called a farmhouse February. So I'm going to have lots of farmhouse decor ideas for you for the rest of the month, and we're going to do all different ones from spring to Easter and maybe even a garden theme. Now, I did take some of that moss that I picked mine up at Michael's actually, but they do have that at Dollar Tree, of course. Did get these yellow roses at Dollar Tree, and I thought they went perfect with my fabric. Now I'm just going to take some of that rope twine, and I just want to outline my carrots just to give them more dimension and kind of have that 3D look to these. But everyone, this one is so pretty. I may have to keep this one for my door, but I do have a website that I'm working on, and everyone that's watching this, let me know if you would be interested in purchasing a lot of the items that I am making this year. I know I'm going to have some thrift store makeovers for you on there, and also these Dollar Tree items. And what I'll probably do with the Dollar Tree items is just figure out how much supplies it takes me to make the design, and plus a little bit of money for the time that I put into these. So let me know if you would like to have the opportunity to purchase the creations that I'm making in all of my videos this year. Now, I just took some more of this burlap ribbon, and I was just going to cut it in those little strips and kind of make one of those messy bows, just laying everything crisscross and exit on there. That's kind of how I make mine, is just kind of lay the ribbon in different directions. And then I'm just going to take some of my thin wire for this one and just kind of squeeze those together and make just a cute little messy bow to put up top there. But you'll have to let me know, everyone, if you've been able to find these carrot wreath rims. I just think they're so pretty, and I didn't notice it till I got this one hung up, how it was almost shaped like a heart. And I thought that looked real pretty to be having this one hanging up for February. But everyone, got a little hanger to put on the back of this one, and I just used some more of that rope. And that's another thing about having that cardboard on the back. It is so easy to put a hanger, and you can see how clean and neat it looks. But here it is hanging up, and I think this one turned out beautiful, and I definitely have enjoyed it, and I hope that you do also. Now for our next DIY coming up, I'm going to be doing a little bunny shelf sitter for Easter. And I did this one kind of in those neutral color tones. And I dug into my fabric again. And this is just some of that muslin fabric. And I love this for this time of year. I think this is so pretty to cover eggs or these bunnies with. And I just think it's a really nice look. Now I'm just taking that hot glue and I'm just going to kind of fold it over and use one of my craft sticks. And you see how I just cut the fabric really tight in there, and that made it fit well. And now I'm just going to trace out my cardboard, and that is what we're going to put on the back to seal that up even more, and it just cleans the back of this design up. And everyone, I know they have sheets of cardboard and poster board that you can get from Dollar Tree. This is just some cardboard that I had in my home and I had picked up at different places. But I love how this cleans up these designs. Now I just put quite a bit of glue on here just to make sure that everything is sealed in really well. But everyone, I am so happy to be back creating with you, and I'm so happy to be able to start creating spring decor. I absolutely love it. It is one of my all-time favorite decor items to be creating is the spring and the Easter. Now I'm just going to use my little mini iron. They do have those on Amazon. I'll find a link for you, and that just kind of pressed my fabric down. And then I decided to take those little feet from Dollar Tree and pop those on top. I just thought that added that little something to make those feet kind of stand out. And then I'm just going to take another one of the little wood pieces, the little palette wood, and that's the color Linen in the acrylic paint. And of course I'm going to be using some more of that hole repair, and I used that one in the previous video. I'll make sure I leave the previous video linked if you would like to see that. And this is some bleach sand, and I love these two colors together, that linen and the bleach sand. I just think they are perfect for the neutral decor. And I thought that made the little pads of the bunny's feet pop just perfect. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to glue these on with some hot glue. And doesn't that make it look really cute? It just adds a little something there, having those wood feet on top of the fabric. Now I'm going to take that bleach sand again, and I'm just going to paint my little palette. And I only painted the first two boards before I glued everything in, because a lot of times that glue makes it hard for it to stick. And I decided to take some of the little tumbling tower blocks and put them in behind there, and that give it a little bit of support, and just paint those to make it look really clean and neat on the back. And then of course I wanted to bring in some rope twine, because I don't think anything says farmhouse more than rope twine. So I just thought I'd tie a little bit of that around the bunny's neck. And then we're going to get ready to build that little floral arrangement right in front of the bunny, so it almost looks like the bunny is behind the grass and the flowers out in the yard. Now I'm going to use some more of my moss, and like I said, I did pick my moss up at Michael's just because there was a better deal on it, but they have plenty of this same moss at Dollar Tree there. And I just wanted to cover my little foam block in the moss, and then I just wanted to poke in some of the flowers off to the side. And that's kind of how I like to build my little arrangement is have them kind of spread out on each side, and then just start popping my color with a little bit of white, and I think there might be just a hint of like lavender tones in there. And then I decided I wanted to add some carrots, so I'm going to pull out that bleach sand and that linen color again, and just kind of mix those two colors on the orange carrot. And they do have these cute little carrots at Dollar Tree, everyone. And I thought that went perfect with the color of the bunny, using that muslin kind of natural fabric. And then I remembered I had some of those eggs that I had gotten the Dollar Tree Plus section, and I pulled those off of the rope, and I think it was like just a swag that they had there for $3 or $4. And I thought I'd pop some of the little eggs in there, but everyone, here it is, and I think this could not be cuter. And I just love how it has that fabric look, and I think that definitely gives it that farmhouse feel, and it looks adorable sitting up on a shelf. So everyone, definitely let me know if you would be interested in purchasing any of these items. Now we're going to go ahead and make another wreath. Everyone, this is my absolute most favorite one that I made on the video. I'm going to take that cardboard again. This is a little thicker cardboard. Then I'm going to take some of the scrapbooking paper that I've been trying to use up, flip it over, and I just use packaging tape to try to seal those seams in as tight as I can get them. And then after I get that sealed up, I'm going to flip it back over and just place my bunny wreath rim where I want the seam to be right at the ears is what I ended up doing. I'm going to trace that out, and make sure you hold your pen or pencil kind of straight, because you don't want it to dip in. If so, it's going to make it too short and it won't cover all of the wire wreath rim. But it's okay if it does a little bit, because we do end up adding something around the outside edges of this. But once you get all of this cut out, and be really careful right there at the ears when you're cutting in. I just kind of took my time and cut down, and then lifted it up and just kind of gently clip that little bit there. You can cut it even a little longer if you're concerned that it's going to be too short. But I kind of placed that on to make sure it was going to fit, and then I went ahead and I had traced it out of the cardboard also. And I'm going to be putting the cardboard actually right underneath the paper, and then we're going to be sealing it up again with some more cardboard. But everyone, look at this. That made the prettiest design. And once again, I am pulling out that gel Elmer's glue. I think this works wonderful for paper. So if you haven't tried that, I don't know what it is about this, but it seems like it doesn't wrinkle at all. And I love that it doesn't. And I think too, the cardstock is a little thicker. That might also help. But look how neat this looks. You can't even tell if I placed them together. And I had my little mini rolling pin that I decided to put in my craft stash instead of the kitchen. Now you can see I'm really putting that glue on there. That piece of cardboard underneath is going to stay there. So I can just fill this up with glue everywhere, because I'm going to end up cutting out the cardboard and the wreath rim, and then that completely seals this design off. This was one I was really glad that I figured out, because this made it so simple to make this design so put together and just well made. And having that wire wreath rim in there give it really great support. Now I'm just going to trim off all those little extra pieces. And this is some braided rope that I wanted to use up. I actually purchased this at Hobby Lobby, probably a couple years ago. And I thought this would look so pretty on here. And I used to have a white color, but I kind of liked that it had that brown tone to it. So I went ahead and went with that. And you could see with it being thicker, you can really cover up that seam where the cardboards don't quite meet. And they've got some really big rope twine in the Crafter Square section that you can also use for this. Would look really pretty on this design also. And make sure you start at the ear when you do this. You'll see why. That way you can cut it off and just fit it right into that little crease in between the ear. And you don't have any waste, and it just makes it look really neat and clean. But everyone, I think this one's my favorite. You'll have to let me know what you think of this one. Now I'm going around the back and just filling in all those little dips with the hot glue, and that way it's going to secure it even more. But this made a really solid, nice piece, and this is going to make a wonderful wreath or door greeter or anywhere in your home. Now here is some more of that greenery. Love this greenery from Dollar Tree this year. I just love the look of it, and I love that it has the 2 color tones, and I think it looks so pretty on this little bunny. Now I'm just going to take my pliers. These are some zip ties that I had gotten in an item that I purchased, and it had all kinds of little zip ties in there. So if you ever run across your little zip ties, make sure you grab and save those because they're perfect for our crafts. Now I'm just going to do another messy bow. I decided to do a little dovetail on these, and I just pulled some different ribbons that I had in my craft stash out, and I like these colors, so I decided to use these because I like the greens, and then I wanted to pull in the white, and I thought I'd add in that little piece of pink that I did pick that pink up at Dollar Tree in the plus section, but the other ones is just some that I had in my craft stash, and I'm just kind of laying them different ways. And now I'm going to try something different. I think I did this on one of my other videos. I'm just going to make little slots there, and then I'm going to pop my zip tie in there because I found these adorable pink little mushrooms this year. Everyone, go early. They have got the cutest little mushrooms. You'll see them here in a moment, and that's what I ended up using for the accents on this little bunny wreath, and it turned out so cute. Now you can see most of these are wired, so I just kind of scrunched them up and bent them, and now I'm going to take that piece of ribbon and just fold it over and just build up a center to pop in there. And the reason why I wanted to finish off with the green is because I'm going to be putting those little pink mushrooms popping up out of the center of the bow, almost like it was a little flower. And I thought this just turned out too cute. Well, everyone, I hope you're still with me. If so, pop one of those little bunny emojis there in the comments. I've got a few more for you, and these have been some really fun Easter decor pieces to make, so I hope that you're enjoying them today. But everyone, look at these tiny little mushrooms. I think they're just absolutely adorable. I think they had them in pink, and I think I saw a blue, and I can't remember if there was a green or a yellow, but I'm hoping that they'll get some more of those in because I definitely want to pick those up. But don't those just look adorable? And then I had a few left, and I thought, I'm just going to pop that right in that greenery, and I thought this just made a really fun and unique design. Well, everyone, you'll have to let me know in the comments, have you been creating spring decor yet? And also let me know if you would like to see a little bit more of the Valentine's. If you watch my channel, you know a lot of times I like to make Valentine's Day decor that can be used for spring decor. So I have a few more ideas if you would like to see those. Now here I am going to put that rope hanger on the back, and you can see how easy it is to put a little hanger. And then I finished off with that tiny little bow. But everyone, here it is hanging up, and I just think this could not be cuter. And are those little tiny mushrooms just not adorable? Okay, everyone, for our next design, we're going to make another wreath, but I decided to use one of the scarves and one of the bunny wreath rims. And these scarves work wonderful to wrap up your wreath before you start adding other elements to the top. They really seal it off well, and just about everything and anything that you want to glue to this will stick. So keep that in mind because they seem to keep these scarves all year long, and they have them in different colors, so they are perfect for this. Now I had this black rope twine, and I thought I would just kind of wrap that around, and I did it kind of messy. I didn't cover it completely just to give it that rope look over top of the black felt, and then I decided to very loosely wrap the ears, and I only did one layer, just enough where you could see the black on there and that it made them pop out. And then I decided to take one of those oval shaped wood boards from the Crafter Square section, and I'm just going to pop that down at the bottom and just make it look like this bunny is sitting there and he's got his big feet up, and I'm using some more of that nail hole filler, which works absolutely wonderful. And then I'm just going to go ahead and paint everything black because I'm going to be adding the black and white ribbon. So I took a little bit of my vintage white and just dabbed a little bit of that on the pads of the bunny's feet. And I did this one kind of simple, everyone, but I thought this one turned out really cute, and I decided to take some of this mesh ribbon that I had left over from, I think it was Halloween, and I just wanted to pop that there, what would be kind of under the neck area, and I just thought that made this one so cute, just to have this little black and white bunny. And this may not be everyone's color, but I thought the idea was really cute, and I like the black and white, so I definitely wanted to share this one with you. And this little guy would look adorable in just about any color. But we're going to pop this little black and white gingham ribbon bow on here today, and I think I do add maybe a little bit of rope twine. I can't remember. We'll see here in a moment if I add that. Yeah, I do. I put a little bit of that right around the ear there. But everyone, I am definitely enjoying creating these today, so I hope you're still with me. And if so, like I said, pop me one of those little bunny emojis there. Now for our last DIY, everyone, I didn't have my camera on for those first few minutes, so I'm going to explain this really quick. This is one of those little wood bunnies from the Dollar Tree Plus section last year. It had this blue floral print, so I just took the scrapbooking paper, added that on there, did the same technique, put the bow back on, and added a little, it was like a black burlap pocket, and then I'm just going to take this rope twine and pop that on there, and then we're just going to be putting some greenery in here. But I think that's really fun. I don't know if you guys have seen those little floral bunnies. It seems like all of them are floral, and I just decided I wanted to pull out some scrapbooking paper. This almost looks like fabric, but this is actually a piece of scrapbooking paper. So I think it's fun to turn those into solid colors, and then it's like your greenery and all that stands out a little better. Here, I'm going to show you how I actually did that. See, I had taken the scrapbooking paper, and you want to make sure you flip it over, flip the bunny over, and that way your pattern's going to fit the correct way when you flip it back over. Now, once I did that, I ended up taking just some orange carrots, and I love the orange with the black, so I just went ahead and left them orange and popped those on there. And my little stand, I pulled it off because I wanted to make sure I could get the bunny to fit well on the paper. And then I decided to go ahead and just paint this black, and I kind of wanted it to go with my little black and white bunny wreath. And this turned out so cute, but I do end up adding some more greenery because I kind of wanted him to look like he was standing in the weeds. And everyone, if you haven't been to Dollar Tree yet, definitely look through their greenery, because I found a lot of the greenery without flowers on it way in the back, tucked in behind, and they really have some pretty greenery this year. Now I'm going to add a little bit of white down there at the bottom, and that's pretty much going to finish this one off. Well, everyone, here this one is. You'll see it sitting there displayed for you, and I hope that you enjoyed all of these today, because I definitely enjoyed creating them. Well, everyone, I hope you give this video a thumbs up, and if you did enjoy it, I hope you like, share, and subscribe. And everyone, I will see you on Thursday with some thrift store makeovers. Have a wonderful week.